Good day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Todd Standing. I am the man who takes people out into the field and has me to live interact with or I went to Sasquatch. So I'm doing recon. I'm actually on my way out to the research center. I want to talk about something, a sighting I had in this general area, and even specifically just something that I want to talk about this area specifically. So first, I'm in one of the most beautiful national parks I've ever seen in my whole life, even in Canada and the US. I love this place. It's so wild. It's a long weekend, and you might see the odd person walking around. I'm out here. Recon is I'm doing it with my children. You can see them in the background there with my beautiful Roddy. My Roddy, who's about 13 years old this year, when she was 2 years old, had this incredible sighting. So what I want to talk about too is, first thing is, man, for a long time, many years, I was working with the people. I'm at Emerald Lake right now. And I was working with the people here, doing some video production stuff with them, learning to use my cameras and equipment so I can go film Sasquatch better and get paid for it. And people don't have Sasquatch sightings out here in this particular area. And so there's a trail all around. You can see some benches behind me. And again, this is the long weekend. This is like the busy day. One of the busier days of the year. It's the May long weekend. And it's just not busy out at these places. And a theory of mine that I have, so I'm gonna switch the camera mode here. You look at the actual area really well. You see how this whole area is open. I'll go all the way around. Look at this. So this whole area. So from a Sasquatch to come in here, they're actually past my children. I'll zoom in for you. There's the beautiful Emerald Lake Lodge down there, and so for a Sasquatch to come through here, up through any one of these areas here, he's gonna be coming down into literally like from above. You would see there's a trail here. You know, in the winter they have cross-country trails. I don't think you'd see a Sasquatch in the winter. Don't maneuver around very much, especially in this environment here. This is so harsh in the winter. This is what stops the pine beetle from getting out of control in British Columbia, because they can't get through this area. It gets so bloody cold. It's so rough. It's such a harsh environment. But nobody has sightings, and I mean nobody. I've never met anybody, even old timers that have been in this area, that have had sightings. And I believe that's the reason, is literally for Sasquatch to have a sighting, remember, they come from high ground. So it doesn't matter from what direction. This whole area is surrounded by mountains, and they would come off of those cliffs down through here, and they would clearly see this is very, you know, you've got the lodge, even though it's a mile and a half away, you've got this whole area that's like humanized. And I think they just, no, I think they just kind of abandon an area. And the people that come here just don't get sightings at all. I wouldn't come here to have a sighting. I wouldn't do Sasquatch research here. It's all trailed off, and you know, it's a beautiful, wonderful place. And Sasquatch don't come in here, and Sasquatch don't interact with people here, just because they've literally, I just feel like they've abandoned the area, for lack of a better term. However, I came out here when I was working with Survivormen a few years ago into a different area of Yoho National Park that's much less habited and much more, that particular area isn't like this, where you're, again, surrounded by these beautiful mountains on all sides. I'm actually going to tell you the name of the place. It's called the Otter Tail Trail. It's got the Otter Tail waterfalls. You can mountain bike down it. And I was hiking with that beautiful Rottweiler and another Jack Russell Terrier dog that I had at the time. And I just wanted to go out and just not have anything to do with Sasquatch. No Sasquatch activity, no Sasquatch interactions. Just wanted to go out, have some peace, love the wilderness. I knew there was a lot of bears around at the time. So the berries were out like crazy. The bearberries, the raspberries were growing down the Otter Tail Trail. So it's kind of a dangerous spot, which is why a lot of people don't go there, especially at that time of the year. And what I was doing, and this is so important, guys. This is how my mentality has changed. Is I was whooping to get the bears to kind of let them be aware of me, and I could see them off in the distance, and I'd whoop and they'd move off. But I was whooping like a Sasquatch. And okay, so what does that mean? That means nothing. Sasquatch don't whoop like that. I believe, in my experience, when you whoop to a Sasquatch and they whoop back, they're highly empathic. And all dogs are empathic, deer are empathic, animals are very, very empathic. There's that telepathy that you can have between human beings and animals. It's right across the board. And there are people that have proven this beyond any reasonable doubt whatsoever. It's a science, it's a fact. And what I believe is happening when I whoop and I'm giving off what I call Sasquatch energy, I'm thinking about Sasquatch. And the bear who hears that, I'm like, yeah, I'm thinking Sasquatch, but what happened which was absolutely incredible and mind-blowing, is as I'm going through there and I'm whooping and scaring off the bears, again, I'm with my dogs, and a Sasquatch came charging out at me. Literally, I couldn't, and it was an incredible sighting. He must have been out there probably picking the berries too. But I always thought, so at the time, I mean, this is like a decade ago, and I still had a lot to learn, and I'm still learning. But what's quite clear to me now is when you're out there and you're making Sasquatch, what you think is a Sasquatch sound, you're putting out energy about Sasquatch, and you're thinking about Sasquatch. And I had just been doing expeditions with Survivor Man and all these PhDs and wilderness people and Sasquatch, and I was using what I thought was Sasquatch energy to scare off the bears, and it was working. But the Sasquatch didn't come and interact and charge at me because of the whoop sound. He did it because what my intent with the whoop sound is. And you must understand this, guys. We know this so well now. Your intentions are so important, especially with a being like Sasquatch. It's so important. They're so intent orientated. They so feel into you. And these are absolute truths and facts. If you're not subscribing to this knowledge at this point, you just have my sympathy. Go figure it out. Every university talks about it. Empathic ability is real. Your intent at what you do. I mean, quantum physics, the highest level of quantum physicists are teaching us now, you literally can't exist in a world you don't co-create with your own quantum foundation of energy that you put out there. And I see that environmentally, and I see that quantum as well in my own life. I'm very responsible for what I do myself. So when you're out there and I was thinking about Sasquatch and putting that energy out there, I think he was kind of offended too, because I didn't know that Sasquatch. That was a brand new individual. I was literally like, I don't know, from my particular research area at that time, 500 miles away. And when I saw him, this was funny too, as I was kind of grouchy to see him. I wasn't a full-time Sasquatch researcher then like I am now. And I was literally, I don't know if you guys can understand this, but I was just so sick of being out in the woods, guiding people, survival. I just wanted to go out and just love nature, appreciate it, just get away from the work of it. Because, sometimes when it's your job, I just got over inundated. So I told that to my family. I just wanted a couple days to just go out in the wilderness and just be at peace, took my dogs, and then had this incredible Sasquatch encounter where I get out in the woods, I make a whoop, and he actually made a sound back. It was like a growly, kind of gnarly, mean sound, like he was ticked at me, and I felt his energy too. Even though at the time I probably would have just blown it off as not important, I felt he was cranky, like he's pissed that I'm coming through there. How dare I come make Sasquatch sounds at the bears? So he came charging out at me, and I remember, so I sat down, and my dogs were with me, and my dogs were like behind me, and they were terrified. I'm an excellent leader with my dogs. They follow me really, really well. My dogs listen like I could take my dogs down in a downtown area and they'd be right behind me. I'm definitely alpha male with them 100%. So they were behind me. They weren't barking. They weren't out of control. And they also have to be trained like that, because if I do see a bear or something charged at me, my dogs have to listen to me. So it's part of a survival thing that I do out there, and it works really well. Wolves do it as an alpha beta setup in a hierarchy, which is really important. So my dogs are behind me. This Sasquatch comes out, and then when he got cranky with me, so I can't see him initially. I hear him, and I literally look at him and go, I don't want to see a Sasquatch today. I'm like, I am not interested. I was like, damn, there's a Bigfoot charging it. And he charged at me, guys, like thunderously, like he was smashing trees and stuff. And I was like, I don't want to see a Bigfoot today. And I felt back. He pops out. He goes, and he gives me this look like, how can I explain it? He gives me this look like, I don't want to see a person, and I don't want you out here either. So my energy was reflecting to him. He was feeling what I was, like he was giving back to me what I was giving to him. I came out there, I wanted to be left alone. I didn't want to have a Sasquatch sighting, and I felt like he wanted to be left alone, and he didn't want to have a human being sighting. So everything was reflecting. It was really, really deep. And then what happened too is, so it was actually pretty scary, because he was pretty hostile. And when I gave him that feeling, like, I don't want to see you. I don't want to see you out here. Why can't you just leave me alone? He reflected that back, and like, this is my home. I don't want to see your ass out here. I was munching on berries, you jerk, and now you screwed up my whole day. But what happened after that was, I saw like a shoulder on him, and I saw the way he was looking through me, like the way they have this way to look through a set of branches like that, and I saw his shoulders and stuff. And then I chilled out, and I was like, oh my God, you are freaking, what an incredible being. Like, I can't look at a Sasquatch and not think, oh my God, they're such incredible, magnificent beings. So I just sat down, and when I started to chill out and I started to relax, and I was like, you know what? I feel total peace. I'm grateful for this moment that I'm having with you. And I felt him calm right down. And it was reflecting so profoundly. And I think that really, that's something that we can put through in our life on so many levels. You can go into work and you can be in a peaceful state of mind, and people that are not like that, they'll just kind of wash off. They won't come into your existence. You'll bump them out. They'll call in sick for work when you go to work. Like there's just a million, when you're really on that in that happy place or that negative place. There's an old expression, misery loves company. I think misery attracts to misery. And so I sat down, had my dogs behind me, gave him really good energy, and I saw him calm down. And then he sat down too, but he sat down in a spot. I had to look at him. So I see that he's looking at me through branches. I see his shoulders. And when I calmed down, I sat down, I had a better look more about his head and his neck. Totally black, beautiful male specimen. I wouldn't even want to judge how old he is. Probably just like in his 20s. He looked young and healthy and strong, big, muscular, and he just calmed down. And then literally I just got to the point where I was like, man, this is, I given him respect. When I started feeling him respect, going, this is your beautiful home. I respect you, and I just want to be out here. I just want to love nature. And it's okay that you're here. You belong here. And when I started to feel all these different feelings like that, when I started to calm down, appreciate the beauty of nature, appreciate that this is his home, and I'm just a guest out there, he just disappeared. And then I finished my hike and went back to the family and was like, yeah, I went out there to just go, go and chill out. And I bumped into a Sasquatch and had, to this date, probably one of the most incredible encounters I've ever had. So, and now that I can look back at that encounter, it's too bad I didn't document it, because I document my encounters and everything now via video and put it up on YouTube or put it up on the internet. But I make sure I document that stuff, because there's a lot of feelings that I lost at the time. A lot of things that were going on in my head, memories that are going to be long lost. I mean, that was like, 8-9 years ago. I don't know, a decade ago. It was a long time ago. So I'm going to document it. I suggest anybody that has a sighting or a significant encounter, document it, document everything, be very specific about everything that's going on. And I guess the other thing I want to announce this year too, so again, getting ready for the expeditions. I literally start next week. Got amazing, incredible people coming out this year. We're going to have a big announcement on the live show this week. And then this is also a big deal. It's getting wet right now. I've been waiting a long time to get this camera. So I actually filmed Kubota with an SX. This is a power shot, a Canon power shot. An SX50 is what filmed Kubota. And this is a PowerShot SX70. So high sensitivity. I can't recommend this camera enough. People ask me about my equipment. It's very reasonably priced. As you can see, I'm getting getting hailed on right now. A bit of snow. The camera can take a little bit of that weathering and still survive, at least in my experience with my other one. So lots of videos coming, guys. More announcements. I have lots of things to say. So I've been away for a while, and it's Sasquatch research season for Todd Standing up here in the beautiful Rocky Mountains of Canada and through British Columbia and Alberta, where I do my research. There's going to be tons of videos coming, lots of exciting people. We've got a new advanced technology we're going to introduce out to the wilderness that's going to allow you at home to participate. So it's a really, really exciting time. Stay tuned for more. Thank you very much for tuning in. Bye for now.